Tokyo is known for its busy districts full of neon lights, but more than half of the city is actually calm residential neighborhoods with local shopping streets, small parks and a peaceful atmosphere. Today I invite you to take a walk with me through a couple of such areas. Along the way, I'll show you the places that caught my attention as a Tokyo resident and as a researcher of Japanese cities. My walk starts from Ebaramachi station, a small stop on the Oimachi line in southern Tokyo. The area south of the railway is called Nakanobu. It's a calm, quiet neighborhood with relatively affordable apartments and many old wooden houses. Yeah, it may not sound like a compliment, but I sometimes enjoy this kind of atmosphere even more than that of redeveloped, perfectly designed districts. This area definitely doesn't feel abandoned or outdated. There is a local shopping street, Ebaramachi Shotengai, with some stylish cafes and nice shops. My minor urbanist comment would be that pedestrian walkways are maybe too narrow here, but since there are not so many cars, it still feels quite safe to walk around. I would say that the main highlight of this area is its linear park. It's called Tachaigawa Greenway and it cuts through the districts, providing a calm, green route for pedestrians and cyclists. It's not something you often find in Tokyo, so I took the chance to follow this path to the next neighborhood. And here we are on another shopping street. This one is definitely livelier. It stretches along the railway line toward Hatanodai station, which is a more important transportation hub compared to Ebaramachi station. But I wanted to follow the linear park to its end, so I left the street for a bit. Here I needed to cross the railway, and that's always a small event in Japan. You've probably heard that trains play a special role in Japanese everyday life. For example, in Tokyo, around 60% of people commute to work or school by train. Japanese trains are incredibly comfortable. You can actually enjoy the time you spend on board. There are even so-called train otaku, railway enthusiasts who travel all around Japan just to see and take pictures of unique trains and stations. Every time I film trains, I wonder if people think I'm one of them. But as you know, I'm just shooting for my urban blog. Perhaps that makes me an urban otaku. Continuing my walk along the green line was definitely worth it. I met a new friend, just look at this beauty. After reaching the end of the park, I decided to return to the shopping street. On the way, I came across the vending machine with 3 trash bins next to it. People often say there are no trash cans in Japan, but as you can see, that's not entirely true. You can usually find bottle or can recycling bins near vending machines, but the burnable garbage, unfortunately, you often have to carry it with you for a while. And yes, Tokyo also has small corners like this. In my hometown, I'd probably feel uneasy walking through a back alley like that, but here in Tokyo I always feel safe everywhere I go, and that's one of the reasons I love this city. Just make sure not to accidentally step onto someone's private property. Very soon I returned to Hatanodai Shotengai, the main shopping street of this area. What I found interesting is how it's divided into 2 parts by the railway line. The southern side feels like a calm local pedestrian street. There are quiet back alleys and small, I guess, family-run shops here. The northern side has a completely different vibe. It's lively and I'd say festive. Just look at these lanterns. Even an ordinary street looks cleaner and somehow more authentic with them hanging above. I also noticed a new commercial redevelopment project here. It creates a kind of tunnel space, so let's take a look inside. Some more vending machines here, but I still have my own drink. Well, there was nothing special here, but still such projects, they give a fresh touch to the district and make it feel more alive. By such projects, Tokyo keeps changing every day piece by piece. Just look at that, 2 convenience stores from Japan's biggest rival chains standing right next to each other. That's a real business battle going on here. Yeah, that's definitely not what you can see in Tokyo every day. Tell me in the comments which one would you choose. The shopping street ends near a large public facility, Showa Hospital. Right behind the hospital there was a nice long slope. Does that mean we are already approaching Koyama? Koyama literally means a small mountain in Japanese. But, well, not yet, we are still in Hatanodai. But the school actually marks the beginning of the next stage of our walk. From here we enter the residential area of Ebara and start moving toward Koyama. And finally here it is, the first non-linear park on our route. For some of you this place may not look green enough for the park, but in Japan playgrounds and sports grounds are often officially called parks as well. Some people get confused about that, so keep it in mind when you see a park on the map. It's not always green. Next to it there is also a rainwater adjustment pond. Flood prevention systems in Japanese cities deserve a whole separate video, but for now I'll just say that this facility looks a bit like a medieval castle, don't you think so? It's designed to store rainwater flowing down the streets so it doesn't accumulate in rivers. Thanks to such infrastructure, Tokyo manages to avoid flooding almost every year. Now let's take a quick look at how people live in this kind of neighborhood. On this street there are quite a few apartment buildings. This one is typical Japanese apartment block. There is a separate lobby building in front of the apartments here, and another feature is that the stairs between the floors of the apartment building are located outside. These buildings over there are of a different type. I really like their autumn color combination. And how do you like these chairs under the trees? It says Shinagawa Uyasumi Ishi, Shinagawa Rest Rock. In other words, I was invited to take a short break, but I kept walking. Here is another residential building, a bit more modern in style. Such exposed concrete walls are a big trend right now. What do you think about this minimalist look? By the way, at this point we have entered the final neighborhood of today's walk, Koyama, or more precisely Nishi-Koyama, Koyama West. There are many small, cozy cafes around here, just like this one. And look what I found, Lawson Store 100. You don't see them that often anymore. It's the discount version of Lawson, where most items used to cost 100 yen. But prices have risen recently, so there are not so many products for 100 yen anymore. And continuing the shopping theme, this is actually my favorite grocery chain in Japan. These stores, called My Basket, are small, almost like convenience stores, but the prices here are close to supermarkets. And they also have really good onigiri. We are now approaching the Nishi-Koyama shopping area, and they have some Japanese flags here. You don't see them that often in Tokyo, by the way. And finally, here it is, Nishi-Koyama Station Square. Looks like a station in small Japanese town, doesn't it? But it's actually just 3 stops away from Yamanote Line, the central railway loop of Tokyo. For me, one of the unique features of Tokyo is that you can find such calm and relatively affordable residential districts so close to the city center. Near Nishi-Koyama station there is another shopping street. Part of it is under a roof. It really has the cozy regional vibe, in the best sense of the word. The other part is open air. It seems to be much more popular, but it's also simply longer and has more stores, so that's understandable. I popped into a few stores just to feel the local vibe a bit more. I don't usually film inside, and it's often not allowed here. Let me proudly present a great bonus for all urban nerds. Nishi-Koyama Craft Village. Creative spaces like this, combining shops, cafes and small event zones, often signal a district's prosperity or an attempt to revitalize the district. And as you can see, they've already decorated everything for Halloween. After walking a bit more along Nishi-Koyama Shotengai, I moved toward Musashi-Koyama. By the way, there is an awesome Musashi-Koyama Green Road Park between the stations, really convenient to walk. Musashi-Koyama is also a great area with an amazing shopping street, a real classic. You can check it out in a short video on my channel. But let's conclude our walk here, near the station. Before jumping on the train, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know if you liked this video. This was Japan Soup Walk, and I hope to see you in the next one.